Yeah, 5. We in. Right? It's your boy Op Z. Guess what the day is? The day is Monday. So the ass method. Man, that thing look a little tilted. Let me see if I can straighten it out a little bit. How about that? That look a little bit more level. I think it do. Anyway, remember that's the expert. I'm just want to get this thing out, right? Day was the ass method. I woke up, listened to my Bible, right? I prayed before I even got out of bed. I read my scripts before I even got out of bed. A lot of times I find it's easier for me to do a lot of my meditation, praying, visualization, planning, a lot of stuff I can do for the day before my feet hit the floor. Because I know once my feet hit the floor, other agreements start to activate, other programs start to start up, and it's just like that computer. You got all this stuff running in the background. You got the antivirus, you got the all the printer stuff, and then all this stuff is just trying to start up, right? So I did all this stuff before I even got out of bed, right? Did my gratitude early in the morning, and then when I got out of bed, when I went to the bathroom, the first thing I did was took my phone with me, and I made sure that I turned on the audio book of Matthew chapter 7. I listened to that again. It's a portion in there that seems a little out of place, so I think I want to kind of get back in there. It's the part about casting your pearls to pigs or something like that. I want to kind of find out what that means. I think I kind of got an idea what it means, but I want to make sure what that means. But anyway, it was all about asking questions, asking. So that's when I went into my asking. But I had actually did that in the middle of the night. You remember I said in the middle of the night is when you closest to God. In the middle of the night, that's when you're at your closest to your answers, because your mind is asleep, your body is asleep, so you don't have all that chatter. It's not all no electronics on. You don't have all that noise. And you know what? Just thought about it. The people that are in your area that's asleep, you don't feel all that energy, because people have that energy. You know what I'm saying? So when they're asleep, you sleep. It's just quieter in those times than when you're awake. I think we can pick up on that energy, and that's when I can go ahead and ask the big questions and expect the big answers. And the main thing that I was asking today was just straight up asking, going for that, hey, Lord, give me more favor with man, and more favor with yourself. Give me more wisdom, more understanding, and more grace. Grace is good. Pastor said grace is good. Said grace is sufficient. You can have a grace. He said a grace to live and a grace to give. He says two different kinds of grace. He said you can get a grace for everything. And that grace is, the way he was explaining it, was more like an additional power. They always say that's God's super with your natural. It's always a natural component which I have to do, but it's also a super component which is already available. So his super come to my natural. See, us as tithers and us as believers have an advantage. Yeah, we operate in the world. Yeah, these rules will work for anybody because they're natural laws, but we have an advantage, a little extra oomph to go with it, a little extra power to go with it, a little super with my natural. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I've been asking for. Not asking for more resources. Resources is good, but I believe that I have enough resources at the time, right? Not to saying that I can use more resources, but when those new resources, I think that the resources are already available. Meaning that it's one of these things that as I need, I receive. It's like I can plug, sort of like from the outlet, I can plug a cell phone into this outlet, and it does what a cell phone do, just charge. It ain't gonna do no more because that's all I'm asking of it. But I could plug in a blender, I could plug in a stove, I could plug in a power drill and do much more work out of it, but I'm not demanding that work. You see what I'm saying? God's power is unlimited power. But I think is all that power don't come on you and you ain't doing no work with it. I think the power is available as you need it. As your work increase, the power is there already. You see what I'm saying? But I have to be at a threshold that, you know, one of these Navy SEAL guys, he was saying, man, you're not even using 40-50%. People think they're using 40-50% of the available power. He said, man, training as a Navy SEAL, it was always another level. When I thought I had tapped out, he said there was another 20-30% still sitting in there. It's still sitting there. We hadn't even came to the limit. Hadn't even pushed it to the limit. Nowhere close to the limit. One thing I've been asking myself too, I'm trying to get, I don't think I need more energy. I think I need more focus. And that's what I think I was coming up with. A lot of times I think we're going around, you know, looking for energy drinks, pills, and teas and caffeines and all that stuff like that. But I think it's because we don't have a clear plan. That's why a lot of that stuff really don't work, you know. I mean, they say coffee and caffeine work, but, you know, in the middle of the day when I take it, you know, sometimes I think I'm feeling kind of sleepy. I take it. It don't give me the kind of feel that I think I'm going to get, right? You know, just having the energy. But anyway, I'm asking those questions. But then, you know, also today was the one thing. So I listened to the one thing today. Now, I'm going to recap some stuff for tomorrow. I'm going to recap that. But one of the things I have to recap because it came up with another question. And that's what the one thing is about. That's why I listen to it on Monday. That's why it's asking on Mondays. You know, because the one thing the word he liked to use that this guy built his whole premise around was how. My boy Simon Sinek, which is cool, was why. And then another guy, he mentioned another guy, his word was who. So I got to go back and check that guy out because I want to see, I probably want to listen. If he put Simon Sinek, himself, and all of them in the same sentence, then I need to go and check that book out on who, right? But it was just how. And it was using the same thing, finding the lead domino. He said, it's the same thing we've been talking about, asking questions. And keep asking questions until we come up with the lead domino. Or could we come up with the real answer? The first couple of questions you ask yourself, man, it's going to be all fluff. Your brain going to say, man, I don't know. That's what it's going to say. Because it don't want to think. You got to make it think. It's so used to just laying around and snacking on YouTube videos. You tell it to think, man, I don't know, man. Could you calculate it? Man, I don't even feel like calculating. Man, I don't know how to calculate, man. I don't calculate. But that's what it is, right? But he said you got to ask how at least 4, 5, or 6, sometimes 7 times. That's a good word. 7 is this word of completion. And this guy got a book out. My daughter read that about 7 times. But anyway, we got to keep asking that, how can I? And sometimes we don't want to know how. Because it's a part of me. I'm still working on this business for my son. I'm still working on it. But it's a part of me hadn't dove into it because my brain is already faked me out and saying, oh man, it's going to be too much work. You ain't got enough time set aside. You're going to need at least 2, 3, 4, 5 hours at least to get into. You remember what we did the last time, how long that took, the grind. You remember all that stuff. Man, all that stuff, you're going to have to redo all that stuff. It could have been done, right? One at a time. Because now the ego was attached to it. My ego attached to it. Now it's making up these excuses. And that's why I hadn't dived back in. Because I got to tweak this. Just tweak it just a little bit. One little tweak right here. This little stripe right here got to be tweaked. It's got to be grayed out. But anyway, so you know what I'm talking about. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. Right? So that's what went on today. And when I was at work, I definitely asked the questions. I definitely went for the nose today. I had a wonderful day at work. Definitely did. I definitely had a wonderful day at work. Was it exactly what I wanted it to be? It was not exactly what I didn't accomplish. Didn't get a chance. I did go back into I went back to my time block time, but I was disturbed with a client that I didn't have planned up, and then I never got back in there. I was trying to work in between time, and then before the day ebbed out. I mean, that client, it took all day, but we did have success in that area. So tomorrow, guess what I gotta do? I know is initially what I gotta do. I know I'm gonna have to work from home on some of this, but till when I come home, I got some other projects going on. Yep, see what I'm saying? So other than that, I'm looking forward to tomorrow, right? Tomorrow's the one thing. That's when I'm all I'm gonna do tomorrow is read the one thing, look at the one thing, go through the one thing, and then pull out my 411. Hey, I printed that my list out. I looked at my 411, but I didn't fill it out. I gotta fill it out before the first of the month, which I am taking off first of the month to regroup. But I'm getting ready tomorrow. That's right. I always do my best. That's what I gotta do. If I can just do my best. That's all I can do. Peace out.